Hi everyone, it's Monkey Mind here, and you're watching Curious Monkey Minds. Welcome back. In the previous episode, Bhima was left to die in the dark depths of a snake-filled pit after being betrayed by Duryodhana. His body, coursing with deadly poison, seemed doomed. But in a twist of fate, the venom of the snakes acted as an antidote to the poison in his veins. Strength surged through him, and Bhima emerged not as a broken warrior, but as a giant of unstoppable power, thanks to the mystical elixir from Vasuki, the Naga king. With the strength of 1,000 elephants, Bhima returned to Hastinapura stronger than ever, but the battle against Duryodhana's treachery was far from over. Tension simmered, and war between the Pandavas and Kauravas loomed on the horizon. Now brace yourselves as we dive into this mega episode where the intensity escalates and the stakes rise higher than ever. Bhima emerged from the pit like a force of nature, his body no longer weakened by poison, but bursting with the strength of 1,000 elephants. The news of his miraculous return spread across Hastinapura like wildfire. The people celebrated their hero's return, but deep in the palace, one heart filled with fear, Gandhari. She knew the consequences of Bhima's newfound strength. Her son Duryodhana, already brimming with ambition and jealousy, was now faced with an opponent he could no longer easily overpower. Gandhari feared what lay ahead. The battle for the throne was no longer a game of politics. It had become personal. Bhima, with his immense strength, could be the very weapon that would destroy Duryodhana's dream of ruling Hastinapura. The rivalry between the Pandavas and Kauravas was evolving from mere sibling competition into a battle that would decide the fate of an empire. As the days passed, the young princes of Hastinapura were summoned for the next stage of their training in warfare. The great warrior and teacher Dronacharya had arrived, and it was time for them to prove their mettle. The Pandavas and Kauravas gathered before him, but Dronacharya's sharp eyes immediately noticed a difference between them. The Kauravas, led by Duryodhana, offered him formal bows, but their lack of true respect was palpable. In contrast, the Pandavas, led by Arjuna, fell at Dronacharya's feet with genuine reverence, their respect and dedication to their guru shining brightly. Dronacharya quickly recognized Arjuna's unique potential. There was something about the way Arjuna held his bow, the way his eyes never wavered, always focused on the target. Dronacharya knew this was the student who could surpass all others. The very next day, Dronacharya put the princes through a critical test. He instructed them to aim at a bird perched high on a branch, a challenge that would test not just their archery, but their concentration and discipline. The Kauravas, unfocused and distracted, soon lost interest in the task. They laughed, joked, and lounged, unaware of the seriousness of the test. Bhima, too, succumbed to relaxation and fell asleep, but not Arjuna. Arjuna stood motionless, his eyes locked on the target, his bow ready. When Dronacharya returned and asked each prince what they saw, the Kauravas described the trees, the leaves, the sky, everything except the target. But when Dronacharya asked Arjuna, his response was different. "I see only the bird's eye." Dronacharya's eyes gleamed with pride. This was the answer he had been waiting for. "Release your arrow," he commanded. In a flash, Arjuna's arrow flew through the air and struck the bird dead center, bringing it down in a single shot. The precision, the focus, it was unmatched. Dronacharya lifted Arjuna's arm high, declaring, "I will make you the greatest archer this world has ever known." But while Arjuna's victory should have been a cause for celebration, it was also a spark that ignited a deep rage within Duryodhana. Watching Arjuna rise in skill, watching Bhima grow in strength, each moment only deepened Duryodhana's burning hatred for the Pandavas. His jealousy festered, and with each passing day, the desire to destroy his cousins grew stronger. Far away from the palace, in a dense forest, a different story was unfolding. A lone figure moved swiftly, practicing archery with an intensity that seemed almost supernatural. His name was Ekalavya. A young man of humble origins, Ekalavya had once sought to learn from Dronacharya, but had been turned away because of his low caste. But Ekalavya did not let rejection stop him. He created a statue of Dronacharya and trained relentlessly before it, imagining the guru's presence, teaching him. Day after day, night after night, Ekalavya practiced, honing his skills until he became an archer unlike any other. His accuracy was unparalleled. He could shoot arrows purely by the sound of his target's movement, never needing to see them. His dedication and focus were unshakable, and his talent far surpassed what anyone could have imagined. One day, fate brought the Pandavas and Kauravas into Ekalavya's forest during a hunting expedition. As they watched him shoot, Duryodhana's eyes lit up. He saw in Ekalavya the perfect tool to challenge the Pandavas to defeat Arjuna. Duryodhana approached Ekalavya with praise, offering friendship, wealth, and honor, hoping to sway him to his side. But Arjuna was uneasy. As he watched Ekalavya shoot, he realized that this young archer might be more skilled than himself. For the first time, Arjuna felt the weight of true competition. Could it be that this unknown archer could rival him? When Dronacharya learned that Ekalavya had been training in his name, even though he had never officially accepted him as a student, he was shocked. But out of loyalty to Arjuna, Dronacharya made a heart-wrenching decision. "Ekalavya," Dronacharya said, "if you consider me your guru, you must offer me Guru Dakshina. I ask for your right thumb." The forest fell silent. Ekalavya, though devastated by the request, did not hesitate. With calm acceptance, he took a blade and cut off his own thumb, offering it to Dronacharya without question. His loyalty and respect for his teacher were greater than his desire for mastery. The act left everyone in shock, especially Arjuna. Though Dronacharya had ensured that Arjuna would remain the greatest archer, the sacrifice of Ekalavya weighed heavily on him. But Duryodhana seethed with anger. In Ekalavya, he had seen a way to bring down the Pandavas, and now that possibility was gone. He cursed his fate and vowed to never miss another opportunity. Duryodhana's hatred for the Pandavas deepened into something darker, something dangerous. The rivalry between Bhima and Duryodhana only grew more intense as they continued their training. Both trained in the art of wielding the mighty mace, their clashes during practice sending shockwaves across the training grounds. Bhima's strength was unmatched, but Duryodhana's ambition made him equally fierce. Their battles, though intended for training, were becoming all too real, with neither willing to give ground. Meanwhile, Arjuna focused even more intently on his archery. His precision became legendary as he mastered shooting moving targets from horseback, hitting enemies from impossible distances. But Ekalavya's sacrifice haunted him. Arjuna knew that to be the best, he had to push himself harder than ever before. In the next chapter of our story, the seeds of war will begin to take root. Duryodhana, now filled with rage and jealousy, will begin plotting with his cunning uncle Shakuni. Their plans to eliminate the Pandavas will take shape, setting in motion events that will eventually lead to the great battle of Kurukshetra. As alliances form and betrayals loom, the fate of Hastinapura and the entire Kuru dynasty will be decided. Stay tuned for the next episode, where rivalries explode, secrets unravel, and the path to war becomes inevitable.